Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on another bracelet using our Let the Light In inspiration bundle from Thunderhorse Descendant. Only got a few things left, but this bracelet is one of the things I have designed. So let's turn down and we'll get to work on it. So what we're going to do here is to use the chain from the bracelet that was in here. We will just use the portion of the bracelet we're going to need to make the size we need. So it will be coming off in one of these spots once we discovered how much space we need. So how we're going to do this is, this baby was out of my stash, as were all these spacers. We're going to have a long spacer, long spacer. Then we have the these really cool opalite on either side here. Then we have the medium spacer, a amethyst bead, small spacer, the tiny opal teardrops, another spacer, and a tiny amethyst that I had left over from a bargain bead box. So we'll put these all like this. And then we're going to need to string these up. We'll get we've got a couple of crimp tubes and some extreme medium soft like silver. And we will string that onto this, then we'll crimp, then we'll see how long it is, see how much of the bracelet chain we need, and we'll cut it loose to the point where we need it. So first of all, let's get our wire out. Now we won't need as much as we'd normally need for a bracelet, but I still like to always give myself a couple of inches on either side. So it's probably fine about here. And let's cut that off, and then we will find out how much that we have here. Looks like about 9 or 10 inches to me. Looks like I exaggerated. It's 8, and that's fine. So we're going to get a bead stopper. Actually, we'll get a couple out. So there's the other one. So put this on here, and we're just going to string these on. Actually, I'm going to take the crimp tubes that I need out of here, and we'll put those on at the same time. So there's 2 crimp tubes. And we'll start with the crimp tube, and then we'll go to our tiny amethyst. And then down the line here. Oop. Feels like there's something inside this spacer. I'll just go to the next one for right now, but that is my next one after this one. So I'll take my awl and drive it through the hole, and hopefully I knocked out whatever was in there. Yep. And then our tiny amethyst. If I can ever find its hole, I think. Nope. There it is. And then our crimp tube. And we'll crimp this side, and there is what our bracelet is going to look like, minus the chain, of course. It'll come around most of the way around your bracelet. Oh, that's pretty. It's going to look really nice. So let's measure how long this is and then figure out how much chain we're going to need. Our ruler, and it looks like we end up being about 4 1/4. Now I'm counting the crimp beads because when we turn it, those crimps are going to add the other space. So if that was 4 1/4, we need at least 3 more inches. We may want to make a little bit more for a to make a tail, because this should go right into this chain here, and it will. So if somebody wants to tighten it up, they can certainly do that. But what we're going to need to do is, like I say, this was 4 1/4. We want our bracelet to be at least 7 1/4, probably better 7 1/2. So if it's 4 1/4, we need about 3 1/4. So where we need to take it off is right here. Now I don't know if this chain will open. I'm going to see. No, it looks like it's welded. So since it is welded, well, actually I'm going to want to cut it from side to side, because I don't want, let's see, 4 1/4 and 3 did I say 3 1/4? I think I did. I'm going to go with 3 1/2. That way it lets me take off 1 3/4 per side. And I'm going to count my lobster claw in that. So we're going to take it off about right here. I'm going to get my heavy duty clippers for this. Actually, it looks like the little link in the middle may open. I have to see about that. Yep, it will. I'm going to have to work it, but it will. Well, that's weird. The link, that little link in the middle is an extra link. It's not the link. I thought it was. So we'll, guess we're still cutting this piece here because I'm pretty sure it's welded. Looks like it's got a weld in it anyway. I'm not sure if I can put this little ring back on or not. If I can, I'm going to use it to attach to for my wire. If I can't put it back on because it is a little bit mangled, then I will cut the other side the same way as this one is to get our wire I did manage to put it back on. So there is that half. Now we'll get the other half out. I've got the two pieces cut, and now all we have to do is crimp them to them. So let's get the crimping pliers out, and we will attach it to this ring. Oh, I got both. I don't need both links, just the ring link. Slide our crimp tube up. All the way as tight as we want it to be. There we go. And then we'll just put our crimping pliers over this. I use the magical crimping pliers. They have a divot here, and you put the 2x2 crimp right in the middle of it and squish and turn and squish some more. Until you've got this no resistance anymore, and it feels and it looks like a little ball. Sort of like that. Tug test, and it feels like it's fine. So now that that's done, we need to see if this will slide through this bead a second time. I sincerely doubt it because this bead is pretty darn tiny. Well, it's starting, but it's not doing anything. So what we want to do is cut this wire off right at the crimp tube, like so. Now we'll slide our beads over there. And we will crimp, put this one side on. So in that ring again. And then we will go through our crimp. Get her as tight as you want it to be. Make sure it'll wiggle around some, which it will. And now we'll crimp this. Put the crimp tube right in the middle of our divot. And I think I just got it bigger than I wanted it, so. That's about right. So squish, turn, squish, turn, squish, turn. When we have it the way we want it, which is pretty good here, cut this little bit of tail off. And our bracelet is finished. We'll just open the jump ring up and put it on and see how big we ended up being. So let's get our bracelet sizer out. Here we go. Slide it on there, and it is at almost 7 3/4, which is fine because, like I say, we can tighten it to our heart's content. That's the largest size, is 7 3/4, and we can tighten it by simply going into one of these other links, like so. And now it's actually not even quite 7. when you move it up a couple of links. So, it turns out pretty nicely. I think it's pretty. Hope you like it as much as I did. And that is most of the rest of the things from our bundle. There is a few things left, but not that many. So, didn't that turn out pretty? So it'll look like so when it's on your arm. Come on, baby, go back in your regular link here. There we go. And there's our bracelet, all finished. So there we go. One more project finished with our Thunderhorse Descendant inspiration bundle. Not a pretty bracelet. I think it turned out really nicely. Hope you enjoyed making this with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we've been working with Thunderhorse Descendants Inspiration Bundle, Let the Light In. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.